budget, and it can only be used for special education. The Prop 98 money, I mean, the state has an obligation under IDEA to provide mental health services to these students. Yeah, I can't see that it would totally go away. There are SELPAs, especially like Orange County and LA County, that are opposed to the distribution of this money. And they feel that because they have more kids in residential placement, that they should get a greater share of the money, that it shouldn't have been broken out by ADA. And so there's certainly, I would expect, especially LA County with their influence, may well try to get a legislator to carry some legislation to reevaluate how this money is dispersed. You know, I think we benefit more by the ADA distribution than if it was based on use. I think there was some question about changing positions, and upgrading staff was brought up as a concern about that. You know, the feeling that all of us are really doing more with less. You know, anyways, and so, you know, there was a question raised as to whether or not this was appropriate. I think those were the two main.
I think we'd all agree that none of us would have ever assumed that we'd be dealing with some of the financial cuts and things that we're dealing with the school districts. You know, the state's obligation to fund public education, and we know that that's changed. I think that drives fear from the finance people, and the question that I heard is, well, what happens if there is a cut to this money, and we've invested in things that eat, and those expenses continue? What would the SELPA's recommendation be if there was a big cut or any cut in the funding? Would once you give someone that promotion and you increase their rate of pay, that's a tough deal to back off of that. And obviously you can lay staff off, and what would the plan be?
Yeah, I mean, certainly there was a significant cut to money. Yeah, I don't know that I do know people exactly how that works with personnel, but you know, the county schools has had RIFs already in other departments where we haven't had the funding, and that would have to be one of the things we would look at. We do, usually when we hire our counselors, we do hire them on short-term contracts. I've been able to still get high-quality people, even though we're not paying them benefits their first year or so. You know, once they do have worked for a period of time, a certain number of days per year, then we do have to hire them permanently.
Probably going to be pulled in November, and we don't really know what that is going to entail yet. I mean, there's some specific things on the list, but fallout of that is not known. And so, you know, we may want to take that into account as we do the planning for this. But I think that Mrs. Riley is correct. At the end of the day, you're going to have responsibility to serve these kids, whether they give you the resources or not. We've been dealing with that forever. Special education is never been funded as it should be, particularly from the federal level. And but it may be wise to look at the flow of this, and there might be a little better approach in terms of, at least what I'm hearing in the discussion, we can have to.
And how real is the threat if you don't spend the money in the year it was given that you lose the money, and it reduces your funding in future years?
Anything's possible.
That's my opinion.
Anything's possible. What at least we've seen so far is that really is not happening from the state. The feds are a little more ambitious about ensuring that you spend at least like 85% of your funding. So with that, I'm just, I don't know if there's any more comments, discussion, but we're gonna need, this is an action item, so we're gonna need to, I need to hear a motion.
I moved the table for this item. For our next meeting, we'll have time to go back and get together and do some more work.
Let's say on that.
A motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Board members' reports. Any board members wish to give comments, concerns, observations?
I think we revisit E1, but I did something that I should try not to do. I actually thought Nana was in the role as our vice chair already when I nominated her. So I think she did a wonderful job. I really, honestly.
There's Joe. Sat in there.
I did like the lights.
We were going to be talking right after this meeting.
So I'm not sure.
Did
point
you
of
feel
order.
something?
No, I can tell by her reaction. Honestly, I thought she had been. So it's fine. You got our vice chair?
And he actually stepped out of the room when I was going to nominate him.
I thought I was nominating our incumbent, and so how do we deal with that? Because I was,
My feelings not hurt at all.
yeah, I'm not worried about your feelings so much.
I think we've had a motion, a second, we've voted, and now we're selected, so.
Sorry,
Jerry, I wouldn't want to be.
This is gonna come.
Okay, F1, board members reports, any individual members with comments, concerns, observations,
I guess a comment and an observation. I think in light of the CAC struggling to have a quorum, I know that they had some meetings in the summer. And I think if there is, maybe I'm volunteering myself with this comment, but if there's a way maybe where we could look at some of the bylaws and look at ways to accommodate the needs of the families that are participating, the parents that are on the CAC committee. So whether it's the time the meeting starts, flexibility in location, those things can maybe be considered to try to help this group have a quorum and operate accordingly. So, and I know that there's difficulties with logistics in summers, and we're all in budget reduction mode, and summer shutdowns, and so I think there's just some conflicting elements that if someone can look at it and maybe find ways to, help this group be more effective as far as meeting.
So are you really asking for a future agenda item?
I would not-
Just asking the staff.
I would maybe like to meet the staff and maybe see if there's a way, because I wouldn't even know how the bylaws would go to ratification. I wouldn't know if it's something this committee does, or if it's a subcommittee, or how it would work, but I sure would like to have some input in regards to at least making some recommendations that might help, maybe it can come on consent.
CAC really works on the matters and the data being recommendations so perhaps this is taken during this discussion to get that on the next agenda for CAC and maybe have a dialogue about it. If you want to go to the CAC meeting, you're always welcome.
If they can have a quorum, maybe they can bring it back.
No,
We've
here-
had a forum for both our meetings this year. It was, I think, really the timing of the meetings last year in May. People school gets out earlier than it has in the past.
And I think
People start to have, other activities.
I think there's just a couple minor tweaks that I think is low-hanging fruit in regards to having bylaws with some flexibility in regards to when meetings can take place, and location, that I think we'll make sure that we can have those issues in the future. So maybe the CAC could discuss that and bring a recommendation to this council.
Are there any future agenda items? All right, all in favor?
Aye.